welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacqueline and I make new videos every week, a whole variety of things, lifestyle, beauty, adventure, all sorts of fun stuff, and I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And today I was about to get ready for the day and I realized I haven't showed you my current go-to kind of makeup look. This makeup look is super quick and easy. I think if I'm not talking, it takes me under 15 minutes if I'm just really trying to get through it. And it's light coverage, but it makes my skin look really beautiful and glowy, which I'm always all about that. And it's minimal products. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus an extra setting spray and a lip gloss. So it's really not that much and you don't need the setting spray and the lip gloss really. So yeah, these are kind of just what I have been using lately. And every time I go to do my makeup, this is kind of what I'm reaching for. Some of it's old, some of it's new. But yeah, let's just hop right in. So I'm going to prime my face. I know not everyone loves to prime their face, but I love it. It's one of those steps I hate skipping. I feel like my makeup doesn't look the same when I skip it. So one of my current favorite, and has been for a while, primers that I've been reaching for a lot is the Becca First Light priming filter. So it's this purple one here, and I just love this stuff. So I take a couple pumps and put it all over my face and down my neck, 2.5 pumps ish. And I just find that this gives me a really nice glow and kind of just preps my skin really well for foundation or whatever else I'm gonna put on. I just think it looks really nice. I also love their backlight priming filter. That one's a really good one too. But for some reason, I've just been reaching for the First Light one. I don't know why, but I just really enjoy using it. I already have all my skincare on too, so if you're curious about my morning skincare, I'll leave my morning routine up in the corner. So I do all of my skincare and then let it sink in for a little bit and then do this. All right, for foundation, I'm gonna use something. I've been using this a ton for the past few months since I got it, and it's the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. I think I'm a little late to the game on this one, but I have been loving it. I have it in the shade Light Medium 550, which when I first applied to my face is gonna look a little dark, but when I spread it out and add concealer, it's actually a pretty good match, but it's also gonna work for me for the summer as well, which is great. The only thing I kind of don't like is the packaging because it's so liquidy. It's hard to close the bottle and get it on your fingers. Because I like to use my fingers for this. So I just spread this out everywhere, down my neck as well. So I like to make sure, everything matches. And I just use my fingers to blend this in. You can see it's not super heavy coverage. You can still see some of my acne scars and stuff, but it's definitely evening my skin tone out and just giving me a really nice base. But it's so light, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything at all. Kind of feels like I put almost a milky serum on. It just feels so good on my skin. It blends in so easily, it's blended in already. And I was just with my fingers. You could definitely use a sponge or a brush. I just prefer to use my hands. I don't know, I just think it gives a really nice effect. And I just have a towel to wipe my fingers off. So the concealer I'm going to use is one of the only concealers I ever use, so this will not be a shock to you. And it's the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I have the shade 110 Fair, and that works really well for me all year round. So I like to take this everywhere, over any spots that need a little extra concealing. And I like this because it's not super heavy. I know people talk about this one back in the day a lot, and I feel like it doesn't get enough love anymore. It's still such a good concealer. It gives me plenty of coverage where I need it, but it doesn't look cakey or too much on my skin. So the one thing I have been doing differently is taking my concealer kind of further down the side of my nose. I've just noticed my under eye area was kind of really bright compared to this area here. So I'm just kind of trying to take it down a little bit further, not like crazy, like not a big triangle, but just a little bit further down. And again, I just like to use my fingers to blend. I just kind of like tap it out like you would with a sponge, but with my fingers. And again, I just feel like this gives me the best effect for like a really natural look, and like just blends it into my skin. The warmth of my fingers just really helps it to blend really nicely into my skin. Got a little bit too much on my forehead, but that's okay. Yeah, just keep tapping it all out until it's nice and blended in. And then I like to use my ring finger to blend out underneath my eye. And I also take this kind of like on my eyelid as a primer. I don't have very oily eyelids though, so that works for me. I don't need like a separate eye primer. Sometimes I'll use an eye primer if I'm like, it's like a special occasion, like a wedding or something. I'll use an eye primer, but for the most part, I just use some concealer. Kind of like whatever left over is what I use on my eyelid. I'm adding a little bit more to these bigger pimples down here. I don't know where they came from, but there. I just need a little extra. All right, so that's my complexion. I'm just gonna set it with powder really quick. Again, I have super dry skin, so I don't tend to use a lot of powder, but one powder I do love, and I feel like doesn't make my skin look like ashy or like too dry or flaky or whatever, is my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I'm in the shade 10 Fair Light, which works really well for me all year round. I don't notice that this is super like opaque. It's a pretty translucent powder. So this shade works for me even in the summer when I'm a little bit tanner. So I just like to take this mostly on my cheeks. And I don't tend to powder my under eye. I just noticed that it just makes my under eye personally look drier and have more fine lines. So for me personally, I don't set my under eyes. I know some people do and it works for them, and they say it helps with their under eye lines, but it just doesn't work for me. So then I'm also going to set kind of the side of my forehead where I put bronzer. And then I'm also going to set down my neck, because I tend to put bronzer down my neck as well. And mostly I set, not because I get like greasy or feel like my makeup slips around, it's so my other products blend more easily. They don't get like stuck or skip or anything. So that's the reason I tend to wear powder. If I'm, going for an all cream look, I probably wouldn't powder my face, I'd just leave it. But when I'm gonna use powders, I will powder my face. Okay, so then I'm going to do some blush, bronzer, and highlights. So the blush and bronzer I'm going to use, I've tried these to death and I'm still loving them, still using them, are the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush and Bronzer Duos. So I have the bronzer shade in Suntan Bronze, which is the deeper of the two. And I find with a light hand that still works for me in the winter. I know that looks like really intimidating compared to my skin tone, but I notice if like I said, I use a light hand and blend really well, that this still works for me. And then for the blush, I have it in Warm Honey, which is just like the perfect peachy nude color, and I just love them. So I've talked about before, but what I like to do is I do my bronzer first, and I just take the dome brush and I kind of just mix the glowy side and the matte side and just get both together, and I think it gives like a really beautiful sun-kissed warm glow. You can kind of see already that side's just nice and warm compared to the other side, like I've been kissed by the sun. But I just love this blush and bronzer. Just think my skin always looks so healthy and just like nice and warm, and I can't get enough of it. I always feel like I have the best skin days when I'm using this stuff. And I'm someone who loves to glow all year round. I know some people like in the, I take down my neck a little bit too on my jawline. I know some people in the winter like will switch to like more matte skin, but I do not. I don't like that. A little off today, but that's okay. I like warm, glowy skin all year round. So I'm gonna take my blush on a stippling brush and again, get both those shades. Oh, you know what I forgot? I like to take a little bit of bronzer and kind of just hit the bridge of my nose, because again, I like to be warm and glowy like I have been out in the sun without actually having to be in the sun. So I just take my stippling brush, again, get both shades and stamp it on. The blush I feel like is more pigmented than the bronzer, so you gotta be careful, but super pretty. Just gives you that perfect, again, kind of sun-kissed look. I'm gonna take a little bit on my nose. I think I have way too much on there, but I'll fix that in a second. Sometimes I take a little bit on my forehead. So moments like this, when I get a little bit too much, just take my powder brush and just kind of bring it down. And that just kind of helped everything. All right, and then for highlight, I have been loving a classic from the drugstore, so inexpensive but so good, which is the e.l.f. Baked Highlight in Moonlight Pearls. It's just so pretty and it looks so good on the skin, and I just feel like you can't go wrong with it. Let me find a brush. So I'm gonna kind of use this like flimsy angle brush. It's like really cheap. I think I got it at CVS because I forgot all my makeup brushes one time. So I'm just gonna get some of that on my brush. And just, you can see, it's like a really natural, just pretty glow. I feel like you can use it like on your apples of your cheek too and just get that really pretty glow. And for me, this is like the perfect shade for my skin tone. I know they have other shades too, but this one's just perfect for me. So if you're close to my skin tone, this is a good one. And I'll leave links to all of this stuff in the description box if you're curious about anything. And again, I like to take it on my forehead right above my brow bone, you know, to get that extra glow. A little bit on my nose. Because like I said, I like to glow no matter what time of year it is. And then I'm gonna take this also on my eyelid to kind of set down my concealer. And I just find this is like a really easy trick to kind of like give your eyes like a glow and like a boost without having to use like extra product, extra powder. All right, so that's the complexion done. For my eyes, I'm gonna do something really simple. I love to do this. I'm gonna take my blush and bronzer and kind of use those to make an eye look. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna take the matte bronze shade and throw that in the crease. This is one of my favorite things to do, like when you're traveling and you don't wanna bring extra products, to just use your blush and bronzer as your eyeshadows. So on a smaller brush, you're gonna be a little bit more pigmented and you can build them up and get a really pretty, warm look that just like matches your whole, you don't have to worry about matching anything because you know it's all gonna go together because it's the same product. All right, and on that same brush, I'm just gonna take a little bit of the matte blush shade as well. And again, just kind of throw that in the crease just to blend those two colors together. Make it a little bit pinker. And then with, I think I'm just gonna use my finger actually. With my finger, I'm gonna take some of that shimmery, the glowy bronzer side. Just tap that right on my lid. You can see that was just like an instant eyeshadow look from the same products I was already using. And I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush again and just kind of blend. Alright, and then I'm just gonna run the matte bronzer shade underneath my lower lash line, just to bring the whole look together. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do on my eyes. Like I said, super simple. I already had the products out, so that works really well. Okay, for my brows, before I set my face, I'm going to use my NYX eyebrow powder pencil. It's getting nice and short. I love this thing, so I'm just going to take the spoolie and brush through my brows a little bit. And I've talked about before, my eyebrows are actually pretty full. I'm very lucky in that way, so I don't have to fill them in a lot. I just like to give them a little extra definition. I don't do too much, but this shade works perfectly for my brows. I have the shade, what shade do I have? I have the shade Taupe, and that works really well for my eyebrows and my hair tone and stuff. So mostly I fill like back this side of both my brows, and then just a few strokes right up in the front. But for the most part, I focus in back here. That's kind of where I have more sparse areas. And even then, they're not that sparse, so I don't have to do too much. I just find like if I do too much, it looks fake, so I like to kind of just keep it nice and light anyway. So that's all I'm gonna do for my brows, like I said. Super simple. Just gonna spoolie them through again. That's what I like to do. Alright, and then I'm gonna set my face. You don't have to use setting spray. I just find that it makes the powder on my face look less powdery, so I like to set my face. So actually I'm going to use a combo today. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter, and I'm also going to use the Coola Makeup Setting Spray because this has a little bit of SPF in it. So I'm going to use kind of a combo. So I'm going to use the All Nighter first. And no setting spray. I'm going to use the Coola one just a little bit, just to get some extra SPF. I already have SPF on. This is not my main form of SPF, but just a little bit extra can't hurt. All right, and then when that's all dried down, I'm gonna put some brow gel in. This is one of my favorite brow gels, and I feel like I haven't been giving it a lot of love in a while, and I finally pulled it back out, and I love it. It's the Essence Make Me Brow. I have the shade 03 Soft Brownie Brows, and it's just like the perfect shade. It gives you a little bit of extra color, but also gives you some hold. And I just love this stuff. It's so good. It's so inexpensive too, and it just works so well, so you can't go wrong. And I like this shade for my brows too. It's a little bit lighter than my brows, not by much, but just by a little bit. So it almost gives it some extra dimension in my brows, which is nice. So it doesn't look like my brows are all like one solid color. So, all right, and then for my mascara, this is like the only mascara I ever buy. I should really try some new mascaras, but I just love this stuff. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous, and I just love it. I think I have it in, yeah, I have it in the Blackest Black. I also love the Black Brown shade, but the Blackest Black is really good. So I'm gonna concentrate when I do this because otherwise I get mascara everywhere, so give me a second. All right, so that is mascara. I just think it looks really pretty on the eyes. I don't know, it's just one of my favorites. All right, and then for my lips, I'm just gonna use a lip gloss. This is a new lip gloss to me and I don't know how I like it yet. I've never had MAC lip glosses. So this is the MAC Lip Glass in Oyster Girl. Someone gave it to me. It was like a gift and I don't know, it's all right. I think it looks better over stuff. It's just like a little sticky for my taste. I'm just not a huge sticky lip gloss person, but I have it and I want to use it. And it does give my lips like a really pretty glow. I don't know if I like love the formula. It kind of feels like old school like 90s lip gloss. But it's not bad, it's pretty, but this is my home makeup look. This is what I would normally do like on a normal day when I'm filming, whatever I need to do, something just quick and easy. This is kind of the makeup look I've been going to and really using a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You got some tips, maybe some new products you want to try. Let me know if there's anything in this routine you love, or if there's something in your routine that you use like every single day that I should try out. Leave me a comment. I would love to know about it. And help me reach my 1,000 subscriber goal for the year by subscribing to our little adventure family here. We would love to have you. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. So I will see you in my next adventure. Bye.